Why don't you just, that mtoto yangu ako shule? Kwa sababu every child mwenye ako shule, Kenyan government
in the system.
Yes. Mbona uweke nipange line the whole day kwa jua? Mambo na ya kuniaibisha. Time yenye ningefanya vitu zingine kujenga economy. Why don't the government put that money in one account and sort the entire education system? Let the education be free. Mbona tena ikuwe ni mama MP anatuonea huruma, ati mtasa mbunge anakuonea huruma ndiye akupe? Na hiyo ni pesa inatoka kwa serikali. Pesa yetu. Mbona usipeleke hiyo pesa direct kwa shule? If you know the number of children wenye wako kwa particular school ni 100 and you know how much do 100 students need in order to sustain them for an entire term, take that money directly there. Why do you have to go around with that money? Siji nipe mbunge kidogo nipe, siji nani kidogo nipe, MCA ndio tuwabeg. Ati sasa sisi wananchi we have been reduced into beggars. That is where the handout mentality has come from. They have created it into our brains. Wewe wakuweke, you think now that you are so powerless that the only thing that is left for you is begging. And it's you go.
A very good day wherever you're watching us from. Welcome back to another episode of the Untold Truth. My good name is Awilo, and today we have an amazing conversation with an amazing guest. So join us as we are diving into this conversation. Remember that the power of amazing conversation makes your tomorrow better. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. We really need your feedback. We are here to learn and relearn. So today we are into this conversation. We want to know more about the situation right now in Kenya, right now in the government. And we are here in one nation. This conversation we will have to know whether change comes from the inside or from the system. So we really need your feedback. Stay tuned for this an amazing conversation. Yeah, welcome. Take on.
Thank you so much. I'm back here. Some may know me, and for those who don't know me, my name is Warda Adhiambo Yongo, and I'm going to be joining you moving forward as a co-host. Thank you so much for having me. And for this particular episode, I'd like to echo a particular quote from one of the philosophers, ancient philosophers I like, called Plato, and he says, "To be is to do." Just take that in and let it sink. To be is to do. So whatever you want others to achieve, you need first to show it so that you can make that change. You need to be the first change. Let's get into it.
Okay, that's amazing. I'm very, very, very happy for that. So we are joined with our guest today. I'll give you the platform to introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. My good name is Ochieng Alam. That is how I like to call myself. Though my mom called me Elisha, so you can join them. My full name is Elisha Victory Ochieng Alam. Four names.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much for the invite, and I hope we have an engaging conversation.
Karibu sana. We really welcome you to the Untold Truth podcast. This is where we have those raw-rooted conversation. We want to speak the truth to the world, to change the society. So karibu sana. So today we want to go deep into our nation. We want to know more into right now, the situation right now in the ground. So we're talking about change. We're talking about change. So where is the change coming from? Is change within us, within the system, or how is the change? Let's start from there.
You rather framed your question so tricky. I know we are advocating for change, and the change we are advocating for is majorly the systematic change, because we as a country have for long been changing people, especially if you look at the government. We have been changing people, personnel. We had the first president, Jomo Kenyatta, the second president, Daniel Arap Moi. third president, Mwai Kibaki, Uhuru Kenyatta, now William Ruto.
Yeah.
And the people are still crying.
Yeah.
Yet we keep changing these people. And then now you come back and ask yourself, are the people, is it okay to change the people, or what should we change?
Yeah.
Then you realize that it is not the people, it is the system.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can have maybe a very progressive candidate. For instance, like right now, we have so many progressive candidates like Okia Omtata wants to be president, somebody like Maraga.
Yeah.
If you see, you can see them as people who are very progressive. But these people, even if you elect them and you get them into this capitalistic system, the system is going to devour them, and they are just going to be like a miniature Ruto.
Yeah.
And they might even get more worse than Ruto. Yeah, so we need to change the system. The capitalistic system is not working. It's not proved to be working. It is only left for a few. That is why they lie to you that if you work really hard, you're going to be a billionaire. You cannot be a billionaire in a capitalistic system.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to be a billionaire in this system is not by working hard, but by rigging your way into being a billionaire.
Yeah.
It is either you get tenders from government, you supply air, you have let me tell you, for instance, if you don't know somebody, and this one I'm talking to you, for you to have this podcast here and to host somebody like me, somebody else, and somebody else, there must have been a way that you know them. So you are using your connection and your know-how to being able to get people speaking in on this podcast. So it's just the same thing. So if you don't have known anybody, there is no way you are going to get somebody to speak here. That is why we are saying we need to change the system, the capitalist system. You can change it 100 times, but if you don't change the system, you are still going to cry.
You have talked about the system.
Yeah.
And you have talked about two things there that is really challenging. First, you have said that Maraga is a good person, Okia Matata is a good person. But when we take them to that seat, they might be worse than the current president right now. Mm-hmm. And I was having a conversation recently with a group of people, and these people were saying that is either you continue with the devil you know, than the angel you don't know. Like people are saying that let us just give Ruto this thing, because at least hata kama ni worst, we know what Ruto can do. What can Ruto do, but what about we give it Okia Matata, which you don't know what Okia Matata can do? So how can we do away with the system? Because the same people who can help us do away with the system are the same people who are there, who are corrupt. How can we change the system?
I don't. Let me just try and correct that notion that we better deal with the devil we know.
Yeah.
Ruto was a devil way before he became president.
Yeah.
And now he's worse. He's getting the crown from the Lucifer himself. You give him a second term, he knows it's his last.
Yeah.
That guy is going to mess us up. So you think you are dealing with the devil, you know? The devil is upgrading his devilish ways, and you may not like it after 2027. So if you want to risk all that, fine. But me, I will try to do all I can to make sure that William Ruto does not get to power after 2027. You know, these people, somebody may tell you that Okia Omtata is, and I'm not advocating for either of them.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about how capitalists change the people who we perceive to be progressive. For instance, somebody like Makau Mutua, you know him. When he was outside with Raila, they used to be very progressive, talking power to talking about how the power of the people, the voice of the people, talking about injustices and all. Now he's in government, he's a key advisor to President William Ruto. And he's sitting in that seat, and at the same time Ruto is kidnapping and killing and doing everything to people. So that's what I'm talking about, that you may get that progressive, somebody who looks like they are progressive, and you get them to this system, the system devours, changes their ways of doing things.
So how can we change the system itself?
How can we change the system?
Because while we're on the topic of change,
Yes.
we did have the upcoming revolutionists,
Mm-hmm.
starting with the Mau Mau,
Mhm.
and then now we had the Gen Z come up recently over the recent years.
Yeah.
So what would you say, or how would you say the Gen Z movement represents to you beyond politics?
Mhm. Beyond politics, let me keep to the limits of politics, because to my understanding of politics again shape all the other aspects of life. You are a farmer, you want fertilizer, it is the politician who decide how you're getting the fertilizer. So the revolution and how to change the system.
Yeah.
One, all from independence we have been doing what is called reforms.
Yeah.
Raila Odinga is hailed as the champion of reform agenda. Reforms are kind of this, painkillers. Uko na malaria,
Yeah.
lakini unajipea painkiller kureduce makali ya malaria.
Yeah.
That is what we have been doing all along. So the police force we have is that police force that was trained kukandamiza Mwafrika. And you bring reforms. You say now police now from today unaitwa police service. You're no longer force. Okay, fine. But it is a reform. It is not going to change how police think. You know?
Yeah.
It may quill things some way, but they still think that they will still revert to their original stature. Yeah. So a revolution should be capable to shake the entire system and uproot it.
Yeah.
For example, with the Gen Z revolution, we were talking about many issues. The key at that time was finance bill, but finance bill was just a spark in a wide area of issues which have been accumulating for years. Yeah. For instance, the issue of land reforms. Yeah. Why would an individual own over hundreds of thousands of acres? Kwani yeye alikuwa anafanya kazi gani akakuwa na hizo mashamba zote? Yeah. If it is not looting and kunyang'anya watu mashamba zao. Yeah. Even corporations should not be allowed to own over 10,000 acres. Yeah. Unafanya nayo nini? You know? Yeah. So such kind of stuff, those are what the revolution is promising to change. Yeah. When now everybody is equal in the society. Yeah. The well-being of individual in a society is catered for by the entire people of the society. Yeah. Si ati mimi ni mdogo sana, so nawaona the only thing you can do ni kukuja kufagia kwangu. Yeah. Na watoto wako kukuja asubuhi siku ya shule kufagia kwangu. And now I feel proud. No. Yeah. To be is for the society. It's like when your child is not going to school, it is upon the society to make sure that your child is going to school. Yeah. Si kukuja kunifanyia kazi because I'm rich. Yeah. But that is what capitalists has made our society to look like. So the Americans have advocated for the capitalism to an extent that now you think capitalism is working. Yeah. But it is not. Yeah. It is not, and it is not going to work, and it works for a few people like William Ruto thieves, like William Ruto and those people who have accumulated the capital as a means of production. Yeah. So for all of us, we sell them our labor for free. Actually, we sell them our labor for free. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. Well, just on that. Mm-hmm. So in short, to empower someone. To be empowered, you must empower someone else, because you go to work for someone so that you'll also be able to afford your basic needs and everything. Yeah. So what solutions do you think are there for us to break this system of having to empower someone else before we can empower ourselves? Mm-hmm.
Now, that is what we call people have monopolized the means of production. Mm-hmm. That the means of production has only been left to few individuals. People who can run very fast and steal it as fast as they can at the expense of other people. You know, there's one thing about human being, before I conclude with your question, that unlike any other animal, a human being will take and take and take and take. Hata kama naona the other person doesn't have any, but they will still take. Yeah. All other animals all over the world, see how animals are wise than us. All other animals will only take what is enough for them for that day.
Yeah.
And this can also be seen by other primates like the baboons and the monkeys. The baboons and the monkeys will also take at the expense of. So it's a genetic, an evolutionary genetics that we have acquired along the way when we were evolving. Yeah. Is it a good thing? No, because it is purely greed. Mm-hmm. And by just being greedy, you take, thinking that when you take enough, you're going to live more than somebody else who you have deprived. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, you may be having this trouser today, and you go to the market, you get another trouser. And you go to the market, you find another trouser, it's nice. Yeah. You get another one. Yeah. And you may have them as many as 100. Yeah. And some even have 1,000 trousers. Yeah. Thinking that you're going to live long enough to wear all these trousers. And thinking that now you are better than me because I have one. I have one. And by being better than me because I have one, you are going to probably live more than me. This is why people like taking, because we fear the fact that we are going to die at some day. All humans, we fear that fact. That is why things like religion have come and trying to caution us that, you will die, yes, but the Christians will tell you will die, fine, but even after you are dead, there is a second coming of Jesus. Yes, they promise you a second life. If you see all religions all over the world came because of the fear of humans of death. So all the regions, if you go to Egypt, for instance, they are told that there's afterlife. Yeah. If you go to the Buddhists, you are being reincarnated. So kama umefanya matendo mazuri sahi, then in your reincarnation unaenda kukua mtu, unaenda kuzaliwa kwa family rich. Ukifanya matendo mabaya, maybe utazaliwa kama ponda. Yeah. So our fear of death has made us, one, being greedy, and two, destroy our society. So what can we change? One, we stop being greedy. That's the simple answer. Yeah, let us just stop being greedy. Yeah, because why would William Ruto have 1 trillion Kenya shillings in his bank account? Mbona akuwe na 1 trillion worth of assets? It is just greed and stupidity and being silly. Yeah.
So what would you rather he do with it?
Do with this money? Mm-hmm. One, it should not acquire that kind of money. Because we all know that he acquired it through stealing. Yeah. So stop stealing. Just get enough that can sustain your life. Yeah. Work for the well-being of the society. Yeah. That is what we are lacking right now. Nobody is sacrificing for the well-being of every individual in the society. Yeah. People just want to take, and take.
Every man for himself.
Yes. So it's like a race.
Okay. We left somewhere and sijapata hiyo jibu about changing the system. Uh-huh. How can we change the system for better tomorrow? Uh-huh. For the coming generation?
Number one, what to do? Remove William Ruto. Not by the vote. Yeah. Voting is a form of a reform. It's a reform system. Naona watu wengine wanasema there is a mapinduzi kwa debe, mapinduzi debeni. Yeah. There is nothing like mapinduzi debeni. Yeah. There is no revolution in the ballot. Yeah. The only way of revolution is through the street. Yeah. It's through the street that you uproot William Ruto. Yeah. And tell anybody who is coming in that they can be removed through the street by the power of the people guaranteed in the Article 1 of the Constitution. Yeah. Number two, let us bring competent people in power. People who can work for the common mwananchi. Where are we going to get these people? Yeah. The revolution is going to produce those people who they have seen, have tested, to be competent. Yeah. Yes.
So are these people still in the system, or where exactly are we going to produce them?
You can
because
only-
there are those who are saying it does not matter who you take to the seat. Eventually, they will deviate from their mandate, all in the name of greed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can we be sure that whoever we will take there? Because again, you said the problem is the system, it's not the people.
Yeah. You can't be sure.
Yeah.
You can't be sure. But by the fact that we can retake our power, can cushion them. You know, right now, William Ruto thinks that he cannot be removed even by election. Anasema after 2027, hawezi tolewa. Because the statistic they are giving you is, you know, tangu uhuru, hakuna rais ameaienda one term. And that is the statistic they are giving you. So by only that fact, wanasema now he cannot be removed. He is also forgetting that yeye watu walikuwa wanampea statistic kama hakuna mtu amewahi kuwa deputy president na akaingia president tu with the first trial. Si walikuwa wanamwambia hivyo, and yet he became the president
Yeah.
the first trial.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing we are telling him. If you are going home in 2027 as the first also president to be taken home. Yeah, on first term.
Okay, you know, the system will always be the system, and you have spoke about the greediness. People are always greedy. Let's say, for example, you take someone, we take you to that seat, maybe you get an MP seat, and tomorrow people want to impeach you, and you will be defending your seat. Now you will use maybe money you have and use your colleague, people you know, the other colleagues, the MPs, to help you to remain in your seat. And that is where the greedy comes from. And if everybody will be in that situation, want to retain their seat, do you think that will change anything there?
People want to defend their seats by that mere fact. Nimekwambia, nobody wants to leave the position of power. But again, using the power of money and intimidations and even killing is now where we draw the line. It's like, okay, you want to defend your seat, but at what expense? You want to kill everybody you are leading. So we can't, remember we were speaking last time, and I told you that we can't allow our politics to be so dirty to an extent that somebody can just kill someone just because they are opposed to them. So that is what money has brought into our politics. And why do you think money now play a bigger role in our politics? Because right now, I want to be the senator of Migori County. The way I don't have money, if I start going there walking by foot and maybe riding a bicycle and say, you know, guys, I want to be the senator, these are what some of the things I think we should be talking about in now Migori County and all. And as I seen a pesa, they will be like, no, tuko na candidate wawili, and then there are some jokers. So I will be among the jokers. Wanasema, farasi ni wawili, the rest are donkeys. So I will be just like any other donkey, you know. Why? Because money is now playing a bigger role. And the only reason why money is playing a bigger role is because people have been made to be poor. So when you lack and somebody is giving you peanuts, you think they are helping you. There is a song we sing when we go to our engagements that ni sisi wenyewe ndio tunajenga Kenya. Si kwa huruma ya rais ndio atulete maendeleo. Like now my community are being told that, you know, president loves us. President does not love us. He doesn't. The law is very clear on how revenues should be shared all over the country. So it doesn't matter who gets to the presidency. As long as whoever gets to the presidency is going to follow the law, we are going to get our equitable share of resources. You know? So hata Ruto atoke, Gachagua aingie, kama Gachagua atafuata sheria, hata sisi huku kwetu tutapata nini? Barabara. Na tutapata hizo vitu zote. Because mambo ya barabara na nini zinaongelewa wapi? Kwa bunge. president is not in the bunge, but president is using money and intimidation pale from executive kuhakikisha kwamba amenunua wabunge wetu, instead ya kudiscuss venye wanaenda kushare revenues, wao wamerudi kudiscuss venye wanafaa appreciate rais, sijui ametuletea barabara, sijui ametujengea meli, sijui The law tells us that kama kuna what tunataka meli ijengwe. For example, when we were building the MV Uhuru in when Raila was with Uhuru, if the law was followed, that ship was going to be built regardless, because there is a need for the ship. The MPs have proposed it in the assembly, it has passed through the assembly, the budgeting committee. Kazi ya executive, actually it's not even the executive, ni kuweka tu pesa iende huko, and ni wao MPs ndio wana discuss ni pesa ngapi inafaa iende huko. So president is not even coming anywhere, you know. So this idea that we need to be in government so that we get resources is a fallacy. It's neither here nor there. So we just need to follow the law. That is why the Gen Zs were saying, just follow the law. Fuata tu sheria. That is what we were saying actually when we were going to the streets. Fuata tu sheria. Tunasema Kenya inajengwa na sisi wenyewe. Sisi ndio tunalipa ushuru. Inamaanisha sisi ndio tunafanya nini? Tunajenga hii nchi. Muru anakuambia, William Ruto amefanya hivi, amefanya na nini? Is he using his own money? Even right now he's building the affordable housing. Affordable housing, is he using his own money?
Our money.
No, he's using our money. So sisi wenyewe pia tuanze kukua stupid as we are. Let us start looking at things the way they are logically. Si ati Ruto anatujengea manyumba. Ruto is using our money because tumeweka our money under his trust. He is the custodian. Tumempea hiyo trust through ballot. Ya kwamba sisi wote hatuwezi tukachunga hii pesa. Lakini sasa wewe tumekupea jukumu ya kutuchungia hii pesa. Na tumechagua wengine wanaitwa ma-MPs, tumewambia nyinyi pia tumewapea jukumu ya kujua venye hii pesa inaenda kutumika na kuweka sheria ya kuhakikisha hii pesa yetu imetumika vizuri. So it is us. We are the bosses. Lakini we have turned to be beggars. So money is playing a bigger role because they have taken all the money. They have made you think that that money belongs to them. So you are just begging. So that is why when they give you 1,000, you praise them all day. You think, huyu ndio Yesu. Kumbe ni shetani mkubwa sana is stealing from you.
Leverage.
You're talking about right now, there's a low community who claims that Baba left them in the government, the broad-based government. And they are saying that there's nobody who will remove them there. They're saying all these years wamekuwa nje. They have not received anything. Right now they are saying that barabara inajengwa and things are being done. They have the CS. Do you think that having a CS in a certain community, they bring a change in that community?
Let me just answer that question in the wider aspects, the way you are framing it. I don't want to stick to whether a CS being in a community is going to... those people who are saying that the Luo community were left in government, one, they do not live in the spirit of Raila Odinga. One, Raila Odinga did not leave anybody in government. Raila Odinga was very clear that we have a working arrangement until 2027. Our working arrangement is guaranteed as long as William Ruto is going to fulfill this 10-point agenda. That was very clear. None of those agendas have been fulfilled. So claiming that Raila left us in government, ni kwanza, you are betraying Raila himself. Because Raila said, we are going to be here, Ruto just fulfill this 10-point agenda. Mambo ya extrajudicial killing. People are still dying and up to this moment are being killed by the government. Mambo ya police brutality. That Raila talked about, championed for, because he was a victim. Remember in the early 80s and late 80s, Raila himself was arrested and tortured.
Yeah.
So he was a victim of this police brutality.
Yeah.
And that is why it was so passionate for him to see that nobody else, no Kenyan, should ever go through that kind of treatment when they are in their own country.
Yeah.
That is why he had to make sure that police brutality is an issue and it's discussed within those 10-point agenda.
Yeah.
These people you are seeing running around Raila left us in government, Raila left us in government. Hii ni people Kijalu, we call them Jochiemo.
Yeah.
You know, they are just there because they are eating.
Yeah.
Not because they like Ruto. They are just there because they are eating. As he is coming from your area and your child is not going to school, how is that position helping you? Right now, statistics are showing that over 800,000 Kenyans, pupils, have not gone to the secondary schools.
Yeah.
I think that's what they are called.
Grade 10.
Grade 10.
Yeah.
Siku hizi imekuwa ngumu.
Yeah.
So, within that statistics, do you think there are no Luos there? In that number? Do you think there are no Kalenjins?
They're Kalenjins.
They are there.
Yeah.
And many of them. Sisi kama Wajaluo tunafaa tuwe tunalia sana. Hata nashangaa wale watu ambao everyday wanatuambia mambo ya sijui tuko kwa serikali. Because sisi Wajaluo, we have not grown because we have minerals yenye tunachimba huko Ujaluoni. We have not grown because we have great agricultural product like the people in the mountain. They have rice in Sagana area, Kirinyaga.
Yeah.
They have tea, they have coffee. They are biggest dairy producers in the country. So for us, the fact that we were able to go to school is the reason why some of us can even see light.
Yeah.
So when you join somebody who is crippling the education system and you tell us that Baba left us there, are you stupid?
I get your point.
So to the people, because I'm sure, like you said, Baba underwent torture for the sake of where the country is today, police brutality and everything. There are people who are afraid of being victimized, afraid of experiencing what he did firsthand. People are afraid of losing their loved ones because of taking the violent route. So how would you advise them to go about it, to bring about the change that is necessary?
Yeah, one, this is something that must be done. My first advice. You can just postpone it. Okay, I will do it tomorrow. If you don't do it today, your child is going to do it maybe on a worse conditions than the one we are in right now.
Yeah.
Because the more we keep leaders who think that they are above everybody else, that kind of thought is going to continue. When Uhuru was killing people together with Matiang'i on the road, we thought that, hey, that was extreme. And then comes Ruto, went a little higher. He started abducting people and going and torturing them and killing them. You know? So we must take it upon ourselves. Kuacha fear. Because whether you are afraid or not, you are still going to die anyway. Che Guevara says, I have seen, I think it is Che Guevara who said that, I have seen the graves of those people who are afraid to speak because they might be killed. And yet I can see their graves. Meaning, regardless, you are going to die.
Yeah.
Death is something that we cannot evade, like we cannot run away from.
Yeah.
So if you are going to die anyway, why don't you use your life for something meaningful?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is just how I would say and advise anybody who and the fact that you are silent in the midst of atrocities, you are an accomplice. Wakati wewe unaona mtoto ya mtu anapigwa ananyanyazwa, hawezi akaenda shule sababu ya investment na lack of proper leadership at the top.
Yeah.
And you are not speaking about it. Inamaanisha you are accomplice. You are an accomplice because hiyo mtoto amekaa kwa hiyo condition kwa sababu you are also aiding the government to make sure that huyo mtu amekuwa mistreated.
Yeah.
Yeah, wewe unaweza kuwa unaona you are safe, unakuwa at a comfort, nini mimi sitaki mambo mingi, you know, I'm a middle class, and especially this is a problem we are having with people in the middle class. Wow, sometimes they don't even vote. because they can how do I put it? They can do this. They can use their money to take care of some of the public service. So, for instance, as a middle class person would say, mbona ningangane na mambo ya SHA niongelesha, and mimi niko na EPR card, mimi I'm sorted. So public service, since yeye anaweza akajisort, sasa anaona they are better off. Unaweza pata area ingine hawana maji, and wanasanyana watu wa middle class around Lavington, those areas, wanasanyana, they dig a borehole. And now they are in a gated community. And now they think now everything is okay. And now they are quiet while everybody else is suffering. Because we are giving money to Sakaja kuhakikisha ya kwamba maji imetembea Nairobi mzima. But since it is not working, the middle class people wanasanyana, wanajenga borehole. They are solving something that should be solved by the government themselves, and now they think everybody else is doing well. You know? Yes.
So let's come back to because when you're talking about the movement.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's come back now to Baba Wino, because Baba Wino right now, some people claim that is in the movement, is speaking the spirit of Gen Z. So I don't know if it is politics or what they're playing, because it's claiming that he's not in the ODM. He wants to play a good politics.
He's in ODM. The last time I checked. So he just wants to be. He said he wants to be the party leader.
The party leader.
He wants the NDC Ikae and appoint as the party leader.
So before Baba Wino, we have Dini Nyoro. So I was asking myself that Baba Wino recently did something in his constituency. And I was asking myself, if Dini Nyoro used the money from that he was given by the government to do that thing, then why other MPs are crying they can't do what they were appointed to do? Is that money from the government or is money?
I kind of missed you there. But let me tell you, there is nobody who can use their own money to do anything public. That is why.
Dini Nyoro working?
If you ask if he is working, it is evident out there that he is doing a pretty good job. Because when now he has laid a platform of discussion all over the country. The other day I saw South Mugirango, where Nani come from. Osoro. They were asking him, mbona sisi uwezi weka our schools ikuwe 500? And he couldn't answer. So the fact that Ndindi Nyoro has set the pace, I think he's doing a pretty good job.
So if Dini Nyoro is working, now the parents are paying only 500. Why can that thing work?
Nobody should pay for education in Kenya.
Why can that thing work maybe in Western?
It doesn't need to work. This is what should be happening. All that money should be taken into a consolidated bank account.
Which money? Exactly.
The entire money that is being wallowed around, siji mbunge akona, siji CDF, siji MCA, siji governor, siji president akona scholarship, what. Hii pesa yote, wanataka ndio waende waibishe mama zetu wapigishe line huko kwa bujua the whole day ati wanajaza maform. Why don't you just, that mtoto yangu ako shule? Kwa sababu every child mwenye ako shule, Kenyan government
in the system.
Yes. Mbona uweke nipange line the whole day kwa jua? Mambo na ya kuniaibisha. Time yenye ningefanya vitu zingine kujenga economy. Why don't the government put that money in one account and sort the entire education system? Let the education be free. Mbona tena ikuwe ni mama MP anatuonea huruma, ati mtasa mbunge anakuonea huruma ndiye akupe? Na hiyo ni pesa inatoka kwa serikali. Pesa yetu. mbona usipeleke hiyo pesa direct kwa shule?
Yeah.
If you know the number of children wenye wako kwa particular school ni 100,
Yeah.
and you know how much do 100 students need in order to sustain them for an entire term,
Yeah.
take that money directly there. Why do you have to go around with that money? Siji nipe mbunge kidogo, nipe siji nani kidogo, nipe MCA ndio tuwabeg. Ati sasa sisi wananchi we have been reduced into beggars. You know, that is where the handout mentality has come from.
Yeah.
They have created it into our brains. You know, wewe wakuweke, you think now that you are so powerless that the only thing that is left for you is begging.
Yeah.
And sasa you go, you start begging, oh mbunge tupe mimi unikumbuke. In fact, the people around wabunge, you know, these people around the office of the CDF, yeah, at the constituency level, yeah, they have turned into small gods. Our mothers are now crawling there asking them, unikumbuke saini kuna watoto wawili, you know, yeah. That is what our mothers have been reduced into. Yeah. Beggars. Yeah. You know, begging for something that should have been taken direct to the schools and public schooling be free. Exactly. Full stop.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know if it's in Israel or it's Egypt, I'm not sure, there's a country where they don't pay for education, yeah, at any level.
A lot of countries, and this is something that can be done.
Yeah.
Just ask yourself, all that money yenye inapewa wabunge, you know, when it goes to mbunge, do you know how much is wasted? How many wabunges do we have? 290?
Yeah.
So out of the 290, give each of them, yeah, having the staffs kwa hiyo NGCDF, staff, 30 staffs alone. Peana 30 staffs. The 30 staffs when you wanna deal na hiyo pesa, each of them is earning approximately 30,000. Yeah. Calculate that. So on the wages alone ya kusustain hiyo NGCDF, wages alone will run into $500 million. So you are doing something that should not even be there. Yani, kumanage tu hiyo pesa within the county level is taking a lot of money than even taking that money to the schools direct. Just take that money to the school. It doesn't make sense. Wewe hata jiulize tu kwa akili ya upumbavu. Labda hatuna akili. You know? No. So kwa akili ya upumbavu ujiulize, by the way, this is a public school. Mm-hmm. Yeah? My child is going to that school. Yeah? Yeah? Serikali anapea mbunge pesa. Yeah? Naenda kuapply ndio nipeleke mtoto wangu shule. Mbona serikali isipeleke hii pesa shule?
Na ameshasema ni ya shule.
You know, kwa akili tu ya upumbavu tu kama kama pedestrians, labda sisi hatuelewi. Yeah. You know, kama pedestrian, yeah, it doesn't make any logical sense. So venye tu Kibaki alisema, the best, in fact it is there in the constitution, yeah, 2010, ya kwamba basic education is free compulsory. Unasikia? That is the wording of the constitution. Ya kwamba ni compulsory. Hakuna mtu anaruhusiwa kutoenda shule. Ya kwamba unalazimishwa kuenda shule sababu hiyo kuenda shule ni bure.
Ni bure.
But right now it is not bure. You are told, even in public primary school, when mimi niko na bahati because I was in class 1, 2 when Kibaki took over. Yeah. And tunapewa vitabu kwa shule. We used to be given books. Uniform ndio tulikuwa tunakuja nayo peke yake. Lakini vitabu za kusoma, vitabu za kuandika, yeah, kalamu, raba, ruler, we were getting them from school. And that is the meaning of free. Right now, we are told that, it is free, but you're told to buy books. CBC sasa imeharibu kabisa. Now we are even being told to buy eggs.
Yeah, they buy a lot of things. We have a junior secondary student at home, so it's true.
Now, I have a question. Is the amount same? The same amount given to Babu Wino in Embakasi is the same amount given to someone in Nyanza or someone in Western or someone in Wakale huko? Is the money the same?
No, yeah, it is not the same amount, yeah, but the rationale is similar.
Yeah.
Like you may find a constituency in Nairobi is getting up to 150,000.
Yeah.
150 million.
Yeah.
And a constituency in Nyanza is getting 120.
Yeah.
So the money is the same.
Yeah.
But the demand is different. For example, in Kibra, you will have over 2 million students.
Yeah.
In Nyanza, in a single constituency, you will have maybe 200,000. So it can't be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that brings me to this question. Recently, I saw President William Ruto saying that every children to go to school, whether you have the fee, whether you have the uniform.
Because it's a madman.
Take your child to school.
Yeah.
How can you take your child to school? You have ordered a parent to take
See,
their
by the
children.
decree of the president. You know, you think he's a monarch. He doesn't. We are in a democratic republic. Yet we have a president who thinks that we are living in a monarchy where he can decree and things happen. And now he wakes up one day, he knows what the law says. If he wants to change something, let him propose it, let it be gazetted, and ifanyike.
Can that happen?
If it is gazetted.
By the word of the mouth, the way he said that.
No,
take your
those
child to school.
pedestrian things are not law.
Yeah.
Utapeleka huyo mtoto shule na arudishwe. Ni sheria gani? Hata ukienda kustaki huyo principal ama mwalimu, they will still win that case.
Yeah.
Pedestrian talks kama hii yetu. Ati rais ako juu ya gari kwa barabara anasema na nimeamuru. Unaamuru kama nani?
Yeah.
You don't just amuru. Like the other day alisema akiwa hapa Kibera ati nimesema kuanzia leo kuchukua ID ni bure. Hiyo ni wakati wakisha weka ID kakuwa juu.
Yeah.
So the next Monday watu wanakimbia wanaenda kuapply, rais alisema ni bure.
Yeah.
Wanasema no, it was not gazetted. So it doesn't matter whether he amesema. So it must be anchored there kwa sheria ya kwamba rais amesema, and one way of officially proclaiming that you've said something is by gazetting it so that we hold you accountable. But in all that, my whole idea on this proclamation is creating a problem out of a problem.
Yeah.
It's not solving it. Because it is not just about going to school and idling there in the school. One, do we have enough teachers in those schools?
Yeah.
Okay, you're sending children there. Do we have enough teachers?
Yeah.
Is the issue uniform alone?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may take children there and they don't have anything to eat. As the government sends the money to feed the children, the students who are going to those schools, you will find they have done nothing. Maybe they have sent 5,000 per student. And now, go and ask the principal. If you want to know the kind of mess we are in, go and ask the principals, the people who are actually managing these schools. They will tell you that they are running schools on kama Fuleza, M-Kopa.
Yeah.
You know, watu wanaleta vitu and the school is paying after. And right now, schools owe suppliers a lot of money.
Yeah.
Mpaka suppliers wengine wamekataa kuleta because I brought beans last month, I brought beans the other month, you have not paid, but si ati hujalipa kwa sababu umekataa kulipa, you have not paid because there is no money.
Yeah.
Wakati hiyo pesa inatumwa, imagine you already owe a single supplier of 100,000 and the government is sending you 50,000.
Yeah.
So
let's come back to Babu Owino. Do you support the coalition now? We call them Tanga-Tanga.
You want us to discuss Babu Owino and maybe you want us to discuss...
We want to know more about them, about the Babu Owino has a coalition, the other people here, where Orengo is, where Asifuna is, those people, those guys. I heard some people calling them Tanga-Tanga in ODM because they are their own way. They do their things on their own way. Do you think that they can achieve anything and bring a better government tomorrow?
I don't know how I should answer this. Because these are people who I don't share the same thoughts with them.
Yeah.
One, because they are in ODM and right now Some of the ODM people are claiming to be in government, and even them, they have claimed at some point that they were in government.
Yeah.
So kuwajibu inakuwa ni ngumu, but let me just answer that from what we can see.
Yeah.
Like from what any other Kenyan can see. And if they will succeed,
Yeah.
these people, remember, they represent a constituency.
Yeah.
And ODM as a party ni party ambaye the bigger support they are getting from the Luo land.
Yeah.
The biggest support.
Yeah.
So the success of either camp will depend on what or who are the Luos. Start asking from there.
Yeah.
So you will find Mjaluo ni mtu ni character tu yetu tu ambayo tusha grow nayo.
Yeah.
You can't change it all of a sudden. It is a culture.
Yeah.
You cannot change a culture all of a sudden until you wake up and you've changed.
Yeah.
It's a progress. You need to change something, it's a progress. So Mjaluo ni mtu ambaye will say no wakati dhulma inaanza. That is our culture.
Yeah.
That wakati mtu ananyanyasa mwingine, Mjaluo atasimama na aseme hapana. Hizi kabila zingine, let me give you an example. Unapanda gari town, unaenda kwa mtaa yako.
Yeah.
Conductor anasema gari ni 50 bob. Alafu mnaingia kwa gari.
Yeah.
Wakishaingia kwa gari, gari imeanza kuenda, anasema nilisema 70. Kwani hamkusikia?
Yeah.
Mjaluo hawezi lipa, hata afadhali umshukishe tu. Hawezi.
Yeah.
Hizi kabila zingine zitalipa tu. Anaanza kudoubt, ni kama nilisikia vibaya, maybe alisema 70 na alisema 50.
Yeah.
So Mjaluo cannot tolerate such kind of dhulma. That is our character.
Yeah.
Tumegrow tu nayo tu,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So Mjaluo ni mtu anapenda kusema no. Na kusema no ni saying no is a protest.
Yeah.
That is why unasema most of us like protest. We don't like protest. This is something that is inbuilt.
Yeah.
Wanting a just society, wanting justice at all level.
Yeah.
So that is who we are. Then now you ask yourself, this camp ya Kinawanga,
Yeah.
ni watu ambao are now joining an oppressor. Somebody who is killing Kenyans, somebody who is messing up our education system,
Yeah.
somebody who has messed up our health system, somebody who is stealing everything in Kenya and using to reward his friends.
Yeah.
They are starting a lot of Kenyan money outside the country.
Yeah.
This is the person that the other camp wanna support. One thing is going to happen. Luos are going to get tired of them. Maybe not now, not today. Not tomorrow, maybe. But it's going to get to a point that the Luos will no longer be tolerating mambo ya William Ruto.
Yeah.
Even right now, if you ask people at individual level, they will tell you, najua tuko huko lakini mimi huyu sioni kama namsupport at individual level. Okay, kwa crowd watasema two term, siji nini, all manner of nonsense. Yeah. But if you ask them at individual level, me, I go home a lot of time. So I engage people there. They will tell you, bwana, maisha ni ngumu sana.
Yeah.
And when maisha ni ngumu, we are staring at an injustice. Because our laws are clear, are saying that you have a right to be fed. You should not stay hungry. That is what the law says.
Yeah.
It is your right. You know? So that the government is able to feed everybody in the country. Not feeding at bringing food to your door every day, but making the conditions and the environment of Kenya favorable enough to empower every Kenyan to be able to get food by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when that is not happening, in Amanisha, we are staring at an injustice, and the Luos will not tolerate that. So whether you are at the Oburu's camp, the Wanga's camps, most people who are there look at somebody like Okech Salah.
Yeah.
If he's speaking on whose behalf? He doesn't have our character as Luos, our character of wanting justice. He's not a Luo, and he's speaking on behalf of Luos. for how long do you think he's going to speak on behalf of Luos? It won't be long until Luos starts telling him, no, you are going overboard.
Yeah.
You are going overboard. That is not us. What you are saying is not us. Hiyo peleka kwenu.
Yeah.
That is not our culture. That is not who we are. That is not how, kuna tabia zingine za communities. For example, in northeastern Kenya, they are known that wako kwa mpaka na wa Somalia. And vitu kama terror attacks na vitu kama hizo inakuwa linked na wao, people from the northern Kenya or Ria. So hiyo ni tabia yao na ni mbaya, lakini has also kept them like kama mavuli.
Yeah.
Imewakinga. Like you can't go to northeastern Kenya na uibe shamba. You will never hear ati mtu amegrab shamba northern Kenya.
Yeah.
Uwezi, watakuacha uibe na malipuzi tu unalipuliwa tu.
Yeah.
So hiyo ni tabia yao ambayo imewakuza.
Yeah.
Go to the Kikuyus here, wanasema sijini tribalists, they are thieves.
Yeah.
That is their character. Na imefanya sasa kuitwa tribe ati Mkikuyu ni so tribal, imewafanya wakakuwa pamoja. It is their character. It is who they are. Luos, we are known by going to the streets, demanding for justice, and Mjaluo huwezi mwambia kitu yoyote, atakwambia we kwenda. Imetupea respect, even kwa makazi, boss anajua Mjaluo huwezi bishana naye mara mbili, either atakuachia hiyo kazi yako na aende. It is our character. Yenye tumegrow nayo. So you can't change it once. And so people like Okech Sala will get at some point that the Luos will realize who they are, and will start calling out people like Okech Sala. And even Junet Mohamed. Though Junet has been assimilated into the Luo culture and is more of a Luo than Oria, but still there are some chembe za characters. If he brings to the Luo land, we will call him off. Yeah.
Okay. Can see where we are heading.
Wow.
Do you see Babu Wine as the president?
Because I saw a post the other day that he said he had received a notice that a million
comment that people want him
that
for
people
president.
want him for president.
If you ask me if I would want him for president, I can only judge that when I see his, of course, his manifesto. What do we want to change? But
okay, given his history and what he has done so
he doesn't
far.
have an history. What history does he have?
Oh my God. His political history, of course.
Tell me his political history. He was running around in the University of Nairobi. After
but
that,
I also saw him during the 2024 protests. When the
Gen Zs
I think
were...
when the government was being, not the government, sorry, when parliament buildings were being attacked, he's one of the few who jumped over the fence to protest with the Gen Zs.
Not to protest. We were storming the parliament and they were trying to run away. And Babu Owino knew that the people cannot beat him. He jumped over the fence and went home. He did not protest. Did you see him anywhere protesting?
I saw him.
Protesting.
Yes, for a...
No, he jumped over the fence. He jumped over the fence.
Jump and he joined the protest.
No. He said, "Viva, viva, viva," and he went home. He was looking for an avenue of getting out of parliament because you couldn't be in parliament at that time. How many members of
parliament did you see that?
The other ones could not have jumped because wao ni wale ambao walivote sijui no yes kwa hiyo finance bill.
Does that not count?
Sisi tulikuwa tunataka kuwaua.
And does that not count?
They sneak wakakimbia. It doesn't count because we helped him to escape death.
How could... This is
anyway,
unbelievable.
Progressively, you can say at that point, nikiacha sarcasm out, he showed some kind of leadership in terms of reconciling with the young people, telling the young people that showing solidarity. It's also important that the fact that he joined, though briefly because he was going home, he showed solidarity with us. he somewhat gave us legitimacy of thinking that what we were doing was the correct way. Because we can see a member of parliament, an elected member of parliament, in support. And the same happened with Sifuna as well. Sifuna at some point was seen on the cameras trying to stop the police officers who were shooting at the protesters.
Yeah.
So that solidarity and that one is something that they can be commended for.
Yeah.
But if you ask me if he can be president, he can be president.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think is going to hinder him from being president if he becomes the governor of Nairobi. Wacha tu nikwambie, akikuwa governor ya Nairobi,
Exactly.
hawezi kuwa rais Kenya.
And I thought
If
he
I were
already announced that that's the seat he wants.
Yes, and hiyo ndio itakuwa itamzuia kuenda president.
Why?
You know, the seat ya governor is an executive seat. Ni kama president.
Yeah.
You are going to mess up there. Nairobi have a lot of issues. Inataka mtu ako composed, mtu mwenye ana a lot of ambitions, mtu mwenye anataka kutumikia tu wa Kenya. You know?
Yeah.
Babu Owino has a lot of ambitions. He wants to later become president. So what he's going to do there is going with the mentality that now I'm at the executive level of governance.
Yeah.
Now at this level, I need to steal and steal and steal so that I can accumulate a lot of money that is going to help me campaign. Because that is the mentality. So if Babu Owino gets to be the governor of Nairobi, it counts president out.
But isn't that just speculative? Just because it's a trend, it doesn't mean it's what will
not
necessarily apply to
It's
him.
not a
In his
trend.
case.
It's not a trend. It's going to mess up.
But what proof do you have for sure that he will mess up on his account?
One, it might be impeached.
Yeah.
Once you are impeached, I think that is the highest level of messing up. You know, this MCS impeach you for no reason, just because you are not in their coalition. They just initiate a motion of impeachment for no reason.
Then the system has a long way to go.
Yeah, the system does have a long way to go because, the system has a long way to go.
There's a post I saw that somebody was saying that now Babu Owino is claiming to start the coalition to be the governor of Nairobi. So somebody was saying that we'll just give you that seat to be governor of Nairobi. But if you don't have a well-structured party, let's say for example ODM, where you don't have MCAs, then count yourself, you will be in that office within 2 days.
I think it is Morara who said it.
I think it's Morara.
The other day, but I've also said it some days.
Yeah.
Because I've seen... previously, I've worked with some people closely in the Nairobi County government, and I've seen how things are difficult there, especially for a governor.
Yeah.
And somebody with ambitions.
Yeah.
The only one way to succeed hapo ni kudo a pretty good job that the people of Kenya see into you somebody who is going to change Kenya. You don't need to have any corruption cases. The MCAs should not even try impeaching you. All those kind of things, you know?
Yeah.
Then now if you go to look for the presidency, you already built a name in terms of if you can deal with governance, if you can deal with an executive seat.
Yeah.
But if you go there with the mentality that most governors go there with, and especially in Nairobi, it's going to mess him up. If I were him, I would just remain at the legislative level or be ambitious enough to run for president in 2027. Yeah.
And if he ran for that seat,
he can beat William Ruto.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure.
Because of his value or just because you want to remove the current?
One, not because of the value of who is he again? Babu Owino. But one, because we are categoric, we are out here to remove William Ruto.
Yeah.
That is number one, irreducible minimum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Umesikia hapo vizuri. Number one, irreducible minimum ni kutoa nani? William Samoei Ruto from power. So once ametoka, then now we can now start saying, na tumeweka nani by the way? hapo nao sasa tunaanza kuargue later.
So
Lakini the first thing ya kufanya, William Ruto should not have been even president of Kenya. It is just the worst of luck that we had, because the history of William Ruto is well known. Look at what introduced William Ruto to politics. From 1992, they were known for killing people. The YK92. They were beating and maiming the students in the University of Nairobi. They killed a lot of people, the YK92. That is what introduced him to politics. So that one alone can tell you who William Ruto was going to be, even as a president. What else do you have in the history of William Ruto? The scandals, big scandals. Siji land wapi, siji fertilizer wapi, siji maize wapi. So his history has been scandals after scandals after scandals after allegations of killings and all.
Yeah.
So you are not expecting a better president in William Ruto anyway.
So do you think we'll be making a big mistake, getting another president just to remove William Ruto there? Let's say, for example, Gachagua is there, team of Gachagua and William Ruto. And then we want to do away with the Ruto. Then we give the team of Gachagua. And the same Gachagua was there. Do you think we are making the same mistake again?
One,
Yeah.
and get this very clear from me.
Yeah.
Removing William Ruto
Yeah.
is the first priority of the movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have long-term plans, how we can plan on dealing with Gachagua later on if his team gets to power.
Yeah.
But our first mandate is to show William Ruto that he is not above the law, that he can be removed, and show any other person who wants to be president that it doesn't matter. We can elect you and remove you at the first time.
Okay. So when Babu ran to that seat, you guys will give Babu Wino?
Not we guys.
Yeah.
If Babu was to run for president today, if he declares that he was running for president, I will take my time to campaign for him. Yeah. But for governor, I don't think I will campaign for him much, because I think for governor, is not going to take us to the promised land. Because to me, I feel Babu Wino is our Joshua.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to establish himself first.
You can do that in parliament.
Even Gachagua came from parliament direct to deputy president.
You see, when you want to... the bad thing with the seat of governor, it makes you so unpopular, because everybody going through a problem in your county think that you are the cause of those problems. You know? Yeah. So you became so unpopular. Number two, it doesn't have a lot of limelight. Look for somebody like Anne Waiguru. Unamsikianga? She is a governor.
Once.
Yeah. So once you become a governor, governor ni city yenye inakuweka at low key. But as a legislature, unashinda unapiga kelele kila saa. Kila mtu, hata Turkana, hata wapi, anakusikia kila saa. It puts you at a better position of becoming president than governor. For governor, what it gives you maybe that the financial muscles ya kurana campaign, because you are going to steal a lot of money to be able to fund your campaigns. That one for seat of governor can guarantee you that, because all of them are thieves anyway. But I think it's better to go for the legislature than governor if you have ambitions of becoming the president.
I think I'm coming to the end of my questions.
So,
but before that, I don't know, she has some, but I'm coming to the end of...
She's supposed also to be asking? Because
I wanted to ask something. So, mpaka pahali tumefika. What can the Gen Zs do to make sure that the mistakes and every other form of challenge that they have faced during this term will not repeat itself come next election?
One, right now, the Gen Zs should know that they still have time to take back their power that is guaranteed in Article 1 of the Constitution, that the supremacy of the people of Kenya. So the Gen Z should know that it is us with the power. And 2027, August of 2027 is still very far away. 1 year plus months to that time. In between that time, still have the time to organize and take back the power.
So are you telling us that we should trust the IEBC body?
I'm not saying that. If you heard me clearly, I'm saying we should organize and kick out William Ruto. That is what I'm saying.
Direct.
Don't wait for IBC. What do you expect from an IBC with a chairperson appointed by William Ruto?
It's all we've
Can
ever
you imagine? Can you imagine that guy did not even apply for that job? He was shortlisted. He didn't apply.
Yeah.
So they went and dragged that guy from the house and told him, we want you to be the chair of the IBC. And you saw how he managed the last elections recently, the by-elections.
Yeah.
And he came on TV and he was saying, it is very impossible to rig elections in Kenya. Very silly guy. What then, you ask yourself as a Kenyan, what then constitutes to an electoral malpractice?
Yeah.
Unasema uwezi iba election in Kenya. Nakuuliza, ni nini inaonyesha kwamba election imeibiwa? One, if I intimidate my opponents, supporters, to a point that they cannot go to vote peacefully, I've involved in an electoral malpractice. Meaning, in one way or another, I've rigged the election.
Yeah.
If people are being bribed by government is touching money,
Yeah.
government officials are working with money, CSS, running around with money, instead of him condemning, is coming out and saying, elections are impossible to steal in Kenya.
Yeah.
Very stupid guy. So what can the Gen Zs expect from somebody who has outright shown that he's not ready to call out electoral malpractices? There is no fair game we are going to get from Ethekong. The Gen Zs, it is time to organize, mobilize, take back our political power. The IBC may seem to be the route. They are telling you to take votes, and they are laughing at you that you are not taking the votes. And your Gen Zs are now lazy because they want you to start arguing with them, because that is their mind of William Ruto and other politicians at sasa wakati, because Gen Zs are not registering as voters. By the way, even if Gen Zs do not register for to take votes, there are over 23 million votes already registered. William Ruto have less than 3 million out of all those.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you the truth. Not being sure, I'm telling you the truth. There are over 15 millions of Kenyans who are already registered. Wachana na Gen Z ambao hawajaregister. The people who are already registered are 23 million plus. Out of those 23 million plus, over 15 million right now do not want William Ruto. So it doesn't matter whether Gen Z do not register or they register.
Okay. Let's wait and see.
Not a question of wait and see.
Yeah.
You are a fellow young person. It is your time also. And by the way, these are some of the things that you are doing that is helping the movement and helping the revolution. Yeah. Hosting people like us. Yeah. So you have taken a step towards the right direction, the change we want. Yeah. So it is again upon you to tell the young people that they should register. Because we may think that our parents are going to remove William Ruto, kumbe wao watahongwa na sukari.
Kuna wenye wanasema millennials kurudi nyuma.
That was our mistake, That was our mistake. When we were organizing and going to the street, we scared everybody who wanted to help us. Our parents wanted to help us because they were feeling the pinch of the economy. But we told them, no, stay at home. Let us deal with William Ruto. The millennials wanted to help, and many of them were the ones who came out, actually. The Gen Zs were just busy on the TikToks and posting how they are protesting. But the people who are really protesting, most of them, and majority were millennials. Yeah. I'm telling you this because I know.
Yeah.
And these millennials, the Gen Zs told them, you go, you have messed this country, so go. Gen Z should know that this war cannot be won by one faction of the movement of the population. Yeah. We need everybody on board. We need to convince our parents that William Ruto is bad for the economy and well-being of this country. so that they can join us. We should not scare them away. If you scare them away, they are going to join William Ruto like they are doing right now, and they start their normal politicking of tribes and saying, sisi Wajaluo tuko kwa serikali and all that manner of nonsense, and wafikirie now wacha tupige kura venye tunakuwa tukipiga kitambo, because we have failed as the young people to convince them that it doesn't matter whether your tribe is in government. What matters is whoever is in government is delivering and making your life easier. Your child can go to school. If you are told to pay for SHA and you pay for SHA, you go to hospital and you are treated and get medication and go home. See, like right now, utalipa hiyo SHA and you go to hospital, unaambiwa enda ununue dawa. So haja gani ulikuwa unalipa hiyo SHA? And this does not only is not only to the Luos. This is to everybody in Kenya. So it doesn't matter whether you are a Kalenjin or you are a Kikuyu or you are Nani. The messes and the corruption and all manner of I don't even know how to put it. All manner of the bad things that this government is doing to Kenyan people is being felt all over the country. It doesn't matter where you come from. So Gen Z should have known that and being able to convince our parents. Explain it to the language that they understand. Right now, if you ask William Ruto if the economy is doing well, they will tell you, sijui GDP inafanya nini, nyanyangu hata jui hiyo ni nini. Sijui GDP imepanda, sijui dollar imeshuka, sijui ni all those kind of nonsense. Because they want to put it in a language that our parents do not understand. And my parents can only understand that today I am buying a salad 1 liter at 120 shillings. Yet, at a certain time in period, I was buying it at 70. So atajua maisha imefanya nini? Imepanda. That is the only language they can understand. So we as the young people, we should be able to break down the economic models to a level, to a language that our parents can understand. We tell them, Ruto analeta fertilizer, blah, blah, blah. How is this going to affect the economy? And is it really affecting the economy? Ama ni mambo ya PR?
Now, some people praise Ruto. Like recently, you are in your team, in the team of Gen Z, we had Kasamuel. And Kasamuel was speaking, was calling out the government. And now Kasamuel, we can see is speaking the same language of the government. So to some of us, we can sit down and say, maybe the government is working. Since Kasamuel was this side and Kasamuel now is that side, now maybe the government is working. What about you?
Now, I want to challenge the two of you. Because I believe all of you also came to the streets to protest with us in 2024, sorry. What do you think has changed since? Pinpoint a single thing that you think has changed that may turn the mind of people like Kasmuel to start supporting the government.
Not really. Nothing.
Nothing has changed. So why then do you think Kasmuel is supporting the government? Because he has an agenda that we cannot understand. Yeye mwenyewe ndio anaweza elewa. But to us now he's an hypocrite. Because if we were talking about extrajudicial killing, we were talking about police brutality, we were talking about a high cost of living. Right now those problems are still there with the people, and to make the matter worse, the high cost of living is still going. The cost of living is still going up and up and up. It is not reducing. Unga bado sahi ni 170. It is not at 120. The promises made by William Ruto, sijui mambo ya gas, sijui sijui mitungi itanunuliwa 700. Sahi bado inanunuliwa at over 1,000. Mambo ya sijui tutakuwa na wifi all over, sahi wanaambia wamama utakuwa unainua simu tu na unapiga tu free. Umeona kitu kama hiyo? So if somebody is supporting that kind of person, that kind of a government, then they have reasons that we cannot understand.
Okay. Thank you for that. I think I'm done with the question, but I wanted to ask Stuart. Recently, we were sympathizing.
You have been done twice.
We were sympathizing with the former deputy president, Gachagua. What happened to him when he attended the church? And so we have been having this kind of conversation we hear from different level, and some people are saying that it was a script, that he scripted everything there. That
Sympathy votes.
Yeah, he wanted sympathy votes.
Okay, let me talk generally. One, we must call out such incidences.
Yeah.
As a people, we must call them out.
Yeah.
One, we call out whether they were scripted or not,
Yeah.
we must call them out.
Yeah.
Because it is bad. We are seeing it for the second time. There was a time Gachagua went to a church in Eastland, hapa ilikuwa wapi? Somewhere here baada ya wao kushinda kura hapo. And watu walipigwa hapo.
But why church? Kwa nini asitafuta hata kwake ama hata
No. I don't know why church, but I'm just answering. I wouldn't know why church.
Yeah.
Maybe that is a style.
Yeah.
You know, William Ruto also got a lot of sympathy vote from church.
Yeah.
He rallied the church behind him and started call Raila and Maganga.
Yeah.
And him, he could even weep in the church, cry.
Yeah.
Mpaka bibi anamconsole. Ana bibi yake pia ni actor kama yeye. Anamconsole na yeye analia. Yani those people are actors. Imagine.
Yeah.
Wewe unaweza, mimi hata kutoa tu machozi ni ngumu sana kwangu. William Ruto is crying literally mpaka machozi inatoka na bibi anapanguza yeye na kitamba.
Yeah.
Imagine. So he cried his way to the State House.
Yeah.
Maybe Gachagua is also trying to cry his way to State House. I don't know.
Because it was the same collusion, so they know the script.
So they know the script.
Yeah.
But we must call it out. One, we know the government officials were involved.
Yeah.
And we must call it out that government officials should not tear gas people. Hata kama ilikuwa script, amepata watu wapi wa kuenda kupiga tear gas kwa church.
Yeah.
Police officers wametokea wapi. Yeah. And if it is a script, the government can see those people who are involved. Why don't you arrest those people and prosecute them?
Yeah.
It's the same thing the government was telling us wakati they are abducting people, alafu wanasema mtu amejiabduct. It's the same thing. Yeah? And that is the mentality wanataka yani utauliwa alafu wanasema huyo hata alijiua. You know?
Yeah.
Ni kukugaslight tu. Ni huyo anajifanya. Wewe ni mgonjwa lakini unaambiwa huyo ni kujifanya. Yeah. So that wazoeshe watu kufikiria on that kind of direction, that next time when they come to kill you ile ya ukweli, watu wataona ni kama unajifanya. Yeah. So ni mambo ya serikali.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I think we'll come back for another conversation another
She
day.
was to ask something.
So I'm done. It's your time. Take over if you have something.
Yeah, so mine is just to ask you the advice you can give to Kenyans at large as we head towards a critical point in time. What measures should they take upon choosing someone they feel is fit enough to lead us? Like the slogan we used to say, Kanan, Amani.
Yeah.
You guys keep on talking about choosing. It's like we have conformed to the fact that we are going to an election. Yeah. For me and my movement, the Revolutionary Gen Z movement, we are saying that we are not going to an election. We are removing Ruto before election. And that is why we are very bitter with Gachagua. Bitter in what sense? It is Gachagua who came out and started this narrative of one term. For us, we wanted to remove William Ruto before he completes his first term. And we were saying half term.
Yeah.
We kept on saying half term. It is Gachagua who made us started saying one term. You know, when you say one term, in a manner you guarantee him up to the end of his first term. So William Ruto, being as wise as he is, and by the way, he's a very aggressive fellow, to his credit, you know, his aggressiveness has got him to where he is right now. Yeah. He knows that now, when you start saying one time, inamaanisha umenipea hii one time yote na mali. So let me be at peace. The only problem now, the only worry I should start now is how do I get to the second term? Yeah. So for us, we were not there. So I don't want Gen Zs to start thinking that we are going to leave William Ruto and we are going to go to an election. We are not. Yeah. We are removing William Ruto before 2027. But in an unlikely scenario where William Ruto make it to 2027, this is what we are going to do. The young people plus our parents plus our mothers plus our grandchildren plus even the ones in school are going to make sure that William Ruto go home. And we are not going to defeat him with less than 1 million votes so that he can find a chance of rigging. We are going to defeat him with more than 3 million votes so that it doesn't make sense to anybody to rig. That calls then for organizing. And one way of organizing in your specific areas, please organize, make sure that the young people take votes. Don't be gaslighted into thinking that you are doing the worst job at ya kuchukua kura. The mass voter registration is going to come out. The young people are going to register. Mtu asianze kutudictate ya ati uchome fair uende kwa constituency headquarter ku register. No, wait for the mass voter registration. We are all going to register. The young people are going to register, and the young people are going to remove William Ruto. Yeah. Number one job ni kuhakikisha kwamba William Ruto goes home.
So guys, I think you've heard him. Our guest has been very active and very vocal. I hope you've learned something. And as we close, I just want to leave you with a little remark. A man's measure is by what he does when he is in power. Take that into consideration. Whenever you're thinking about someone who you feel represents us on a wide scale and very well, everything he does when he is in that seat is what counts. Let's go for vote registration so that we change our nation. That's what I can tell you right now. Remember that the power of amazing conversation makes your tomorrow better. See you next episode.
Organize, take political power. Mambo ya kuenda kwa voter registration.